regular run to Alexandria or Beirut. These were deep, cyclical experiences of a whole people. Embarkation was a central metaphor of the city's life, endlessly repeated in art. A mosaic boat in St. Mark's Basilica departs with swelling sails to carry the eponymous saint's body to Venice. Carpaccio's St. Ursula treads a realistic gangplank into a rowing boat, while the high-sided merchant ships wait offshore. Canaletto catches Venice setting sail in holiday mood. Leave-taking was accompanied by elaborate rituals. All seafarers would commit their souls to the Virgin and St. Mark. St. Nicholas was also a firm favorite, and stops would be made at his church on the Lido for a last prayer. Significant enterprises would be prefaced by services, and ships were routinely blessed. Crowds gathered on the waterfront, then the ropes were cast off. For Felix Fabri, a pilgrim on his way to the Holy Land in the 15th century, the launch happened just before dinner time. All the pilgrims aboard, and the wind fair. The three sails were spread to the sound of trumpets and horns, and we sailed out to the open sea. Once through the barrier of the sheltering sandbars of the lagoon islands, the Lidi, ships passed into the open sea and another world. Departure, risk, profit, glory. These were the compass points of Venetian life. Voyaging was a repeated experience. For nearly 1,000 years, the citizens of Venice knew no other. The sea was at once their protection, their opportunity, and their fate. Secure in their shallow lagoon with its deceptive channels and treacherous mudflats that no invader could penetrate, shielded if not insulated from the surge of the Adriatic, they wrapped the sea around them like a cloak. They changed its gender from the masculine mare to the feminine mar in the Venetian dialect, and every year on Ascension Day they married it. This was an act of appropriation. The bride and all her dowry became property of the husband. But it was also one of propitiation. The sea was danger and uncertainty. It could and did smash ships, hasten enemies, and periodically threaten to overwhelm the defenses of the low-lying city. The voyage could be terminated by an arrow shot or a rising sea or disease. Death came in a shroud weighted with stones and dropped into the lower depths. The maritime relationship would be long, intense, and ambivalent. Not until the 15th century did any Venetians seriously question whether the marriage should be with land rather than water, and during this time they moved up the gradient from eel trappers, salt panners, and bargemen on the slow inland rivers of northern Italy to merchant princes and coiners of gold. The sea brought the fragile city, existing like a mirage on its tenuous oak pilings, riches beyond measure, and a maritime empire as splendid as any. In the process, Venice shaped the world. This book is the story of the rise of that empire, the Stato da Mar, they called it in dialect, and the commercial wealth it created. The Crusades provided the Republic with its chance to ascend the world stage. The Venetians took the opportunity with both hands and profited hugely. Over 500 years, they became masters of the eastern Mediterranean and nicknamed their city La Dominante. When the sea turned against them, they mounted an exhaustive rearguard action and fought to the last breath. The empire that they constructed was already well advanced by the time Petrarch looked from his window. It was a curious, cobbled-together affair, a collection of islands, ports, and strategic bastions, designed solely to harbor its ships and channel goods back to the mother city. Its construction was a story of courage and duplicity, luck, persistence, opportunism, and periodic catastrophe. Above all, the story of the Stato da Mar is a saga about trade. Alone in all the world, Venice was organized to buy and sell. The Venetians were merchants to their fingertips. They calculated risk, return, and profit with scientific precision. The red and gold lion banner of St. Mark fluttered from mastheads like a corporate logo. Trade was their creation.